सुचक्र वरदाचार्यं शुद्धसत्व गुरुत्तमं श्रीनिधि राघवं वन्दे हि अपार करुणाकरम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजः किमपि हयमुखं वर्धकं वारिराशेः विद्यारूपस्य हृद्यं विशद शशिनिभं पद्मजाताभिनन्द्यं शखं चक्रं च पुस्तं विवृतिरतिमतीं ज्ञानमुद्रां च लक्ष्मीं बिभ्रत् विभ्राजमानं श्रुतिततिमहितं लोचनानेकदृश्यं. Namaskaram to all. At the outset, I wish to render my heartfelt thanks to Pallavi Music Academy and Miss Preeti for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact with you all virtually. And we have got an interesting topic to interact on, the way to well-being. I have to wholeheartedly thank you for giving me this topic, the way to well-being, because what is the greatest gift given by God to each one of us? Just think, what is the greatest gift given by God to each one of us? Because obviously after 40 minutes you will question me. Now let me start with my question towards you all. What is the greatest gift given by God to each one of us? The answer is our healthy body. This body, this is the greatest gift given by God to us. Because this body is a wonder. God is called the embodiment of knowledge. Vedas say God is full of wisdom. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Yas Sarvajna Sarvavid Yasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. The intelligence of God, the wisdom of God can very well be seen within the framework of our body. If we just look into our body, we can understand the intelligence of its creator God. Because he has created such a wonderful framework. Just look at the way God has created this wonderful machine called body. It has a supercomputer called brain as the control center. The hardest working pump called the heart, which gives life to each cell. An exceptional fuel factory called the digestive system, which gives energy continuously. Two excellent air conditioners called the lungs, which provide the breath of life. Excellent two filters called kidneys, which purify our blood. And the largest organ called skin, which covers and protects all these, and many more and more wonders. So our brain is a supercomputer, it's a control center. Our heart is a pump, the hardest working pump. It gives life to every cell. Our digestive system, fuel factory, it gives energy. Two lungs, two air conditioners provide the breath of life. Excellent two filters, kidneys, they purify our blood. And skin, largest organ, covering many more systems and organs and tissues, cells within. As you are sitting and listening to this discourse, at the same time as you are sitting and listening to this discourse, one supercomputer is functioning. A never exhausting pump heart is pumping. Two excellent air conditioners, they are involved in gas exchange. An exceptional fuel factory is giving you energy. Two fantastic filters, kidneys, they are filtering. And many more wonders are working in unison with each other inside you and me. That only makes us sit and deliver or enjoy this speech. That has made it possible. So this body is the greatest wonder. They say 7 wonders in the world. More than all those 7 wonders, this human body is the greatest wonder. The same intelligent God, Yasya Jnanamayam Tapaha, Yas Sarvajna Sarvavid, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the same intelligent God who has gifted us with this wonderful body, the same God has also shown us the way to maintain our body and health in a good shape. Because we have a proverb, a farmer who sows a seed will never forget to water it. If a farmer sows a seed, he will definitely make arrangements to nurture it, to water it, to grow it. Similarly, God is a farmer. He has given us this body. He doesn't leave it as it is. He has shown some ways, just like a farmer nurturing his plant or seed or whatever it is. God has shown his own ways to nurture, nourish and take care of our body. So the same God who has gifted us with this body has also shown us the way to maintain our body and health in a good shape. through Vedic scriptures. The divine Vedic scriptures, Vedas, Upanishads, Itihasas, Puranas, Smritis, hymns of the mystic saints Alvars, these divine Vedic scriptures revealed by God through great sages and realized souls, they speak a lot about the way to well-being. That's our topic, obviously. So the way to well-being has been discussed in detail in Vedic scriptures, which were revealed by God through sages, because once God has created this body, the same God will also show way for the well-being of this body also. So for the next 40 minutes, we are going to have a glance at some of those ways for well-being which are shown in our Vedic scriptures revealed by God himself. Because Alma Ata declaration says, what is health? Usually when we want to define health, we think that mere absence of disease is health. No. Alma Ata declaration defines health. Health is complete physical, mental, social, environmental and spiritual well-being, and not mere absence of disease. Health is well-being. So it doesn't mean that if a person is free from fever, he is not healthy. He should have well-being. I don't have diabetes, I don't have hypertension, am I healthy? No. Ensure that you are physically well, mentally well, socially well, environmentally well, spiritually well. Health is complete physical, mental, social, environmental and spiritual well-being, and not mere absence of disease. So all our medicines, all advancements in medical science, they are useful to prevent disease, to cure disease. But for well-being, our Vedic scriptures, Vedas, Upanishads, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas, divine hymns of mystic saints, they have shown a lot of good ways to ensure our well-being. So this topic is not way to absence of disease. This is way to well-being. So health is not mere absence of disease. It is complete well-being. So let us have a glance at some of those ways which are shown in our Vedic scriptures for well-being over the next 40 minutes. Let us divide this into 8 parts. Part 1. Totally we have got 8 parts. Among them part 1, well-being of our brain, because this is the supercomputer. This is needed to analyze the remaining 7 parts as well. So first we will ensure the well-being of our first part, the supercomputer brain. Human beings are called Homo sapiens. You know that, because everything has a botanical name, zoological name. For mango we say Mangifera indica. Similarly, for human being we say Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the biological name for humans. What does Homo sapiens mean? Homo sapien means wise man. We are born wise. Homo sapien itself means he is a wise man, because the capacity of our human brain is unlimited. It cannot be measured in TB or whatever be. It cannot be measured GB, MB, TB. No, it is unlimited. Our brain is very fast. It sends and receives impulses at the speed of 260 kilometers per hour. The speed of impulses in the nerves of our brain is 260 kilometers per hour. When you are awake and listening, hope the audience are awake. If the audience are awake, our brain generates almost 10 to 25 watts of power. We measure power of a bulb in watts, right? The brain in waking state, it generates 10 to 25 watts power, with which we can power a small light bulb itself. That much of power is enshrined within the brain. Not only that, the number of electrical impulses generated by the nerves in one human brain, the number of electrical impulses generated by the nerves in one human brain in one day is much more than all the telephones of the world combined together. Measure the impulses created by the all telephones in the world combined together. That will be much less than the number of electrical impulses generated by the nerves in our brain. So just imagine what kind of supercomputer we have got. Take an example. A boy is crossing the road and a lorry is about to hit him. A boy is crossing the road. A lorry is about to hit him. You have only milliseconds to act and save the boy. Now, what does your brain do? Your brain accesses the signal from your eyes. Where is the boy? When, where, how, and at what speed you will need to dive to save the boy. The brain orders the muscles to do so. There is a great transportation going on, but we can't realize that. You just see a boy, he is about to be hit by a lorry. Your brain automatically accesses the signal from your eyes. It calculates when, where, how, and what speed you will need to dive to save the boy. The brain orders the muscles to do so. Your timing is perfect. You dive, you save the boy, a life is saved. I challenge, no supercomputer can come close to your brain's such awesome ability to download, process, and react to the flood of information coming from eyes, ears, and other organs. That kind of a brain we have got. Now, our Shastras, Vedic scriptures, they show the way for that mental well-being and well-being of our brain, for our nervous system. Our Vedic scriptures prescribe early to bed, early to rise. Ashtanga Hridayam, an Ayurvedic treatise, it says, Brahme Muhurte Uttithet Swastho Rakshartham Ayushaha. The pre-dawn period, we say Brahma Muhurtam in Vedic parlance. That pre-dawn period is the ideal time to get up, because we have to welcome the morning sun. Sun should not welcome us. So we should wake up in the pre-dawn period. And our scriptures add, during pre-dawn period, the calm mind and the serene environment of the pre-dawn period, they provide ample ambience for self-analysis, meditation, focus, concentration of mind, learning an art, and planning the day as well. So morning time is very conducive for all these things. That's why when Lord Sriman Narayana took incarnation on this earth as Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, Rama and Krishna led by example by waking up in early morning. In Ramayanam, Balakandam, Vishwamitra, sage Vishwamitra wakes up Lord Rama saying that pre-dawn period has come, please wake up. You might be aware of this shlokam. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam Daivamannikam. Purva Sandhya is the pre-dawn period. Uttishta means get up from bed. So it is pre-dawn period, please wake up. Vishwamitra wakes up Lord Rama. Coming to Krishnavataram, in Bhagavata Puranam, 10th Skandam, 70th Adhyayam, there is a shlokam given by Vyasa's son, sage Shuka. Brahme Muhurte Chokthaya Varyupasprishya Madhavaha Tadhyau Prasannakarana Atmanam Tamasaf Param. Lord Krishna, he used to wake up in Dwaraka exactly in the Brahma Muhurtam pre-dawn period. So the Lord leads by example. Now, coming to modern science. Scientists did some research. Oh, the Indian scriptures say it's good to wake up early in the morning. What are the benefits? A study was conducted in the US, in United States, in the year 2008. That study says people who rise earlier procrastinate less. People who rise late tend to postpone things more, because postponing is directly there in their blood. Because when they tend to wake up, no, we can wake up later, that itself is one form of postponement. So they tend to postpone all activities throughout the day. The entire plan of the day gets upset if a person gets up late in the morning. Another study from Stockholm University, it says people who rise early look fresh and look better. And a German professor of biology, Christopher Randler, he has found that students who get up early in the morning tend to score better grades in schools. Students who get up early in the morning tend to score better grades in school. You can refer in Google, German professor of biology, Christopher Randler. He has conducted a research on this. So, early rise, that sharpens your brain, sharpens your intellect. It enhances your cognitive ability and memory power. And similarly, British professor Dr. Huber, he conducted a research and found that People who wake up early are less stressful and deliver better job performance, and overall they have greater career success. So waking up early sharpens your brain, gives better performance and output, and ensures greater career success. So waking up early in the morning, mentioned in scriptures, adhered to by Rama and Krishna, has been scientifically proved to be very effective in focusing your mental health, mental focus, concentration, learning, and career outcomes. I would like to add one more information, interesting information. You might be aware of Topu Karanam. Topu Karanam is one form of worship of Lord Ganesha in India. It involves holding both ears with opposite hands. You have to hold left ear with right hand and right ear with the left hand. Holding both ears with opposite hand, followed by sitting, standing, sitting, standing. So hold left ear with right hand, hold right ear with left hand, sit, stand, sit, stand, sit, stand. This is called Topu Karanam, usually in Tamil. Actually, it is a Sanskrit word. Dorbih Karanam. Dorbih Karanam became Topu Karanam. They say it is said by researchers, because Dorbi means using hands. Karanam means holding ears. Dorbihi, using hands. Karnam, holding ears. Holding ears. Karnam, with both hands. Dorbihi. Dorbihi Karanam, Topu Karanam. Holding opposite ears with hands, both hands. Now, this is a classical punishment given in Indian schools. If a student commits too much of mischief, or if he doesn't obey the teacher, if he doesn't score good marks, the classical punishment is put Topu Karanam. You catch hold of opposite ears with your both hands and sit, stand, sit, stand. This has been followed from time immemorial in our country. Now, what does modern science say about this Topu Karanam? Modern science calls Topu Karanam as super brain yoga. We have been calling this Topu Karanam, Topu Karanam. Modern science calls it is super brain yoga. From Los Angeles, since you are from US, I have taken from US references. Dr. Eric Robbins from LA, Los Angeles, he has proved that Topu Karanam, super brain yoga, gives energy to the brain. And he demonstrated that slow learners, we say late bloomers, today slow learners term has been eradicated. Since they may feel hurt, the term has been changed to late bloomers. So once upon a time slow learners, nowadays late bloomers. Those students, Dr. Eric Robbins of LA says, when those late bloomer students, when asked to do Topu Karanam, they get better memory power and score better marks. That's why from time immemorial, whenever a student scores less marks, teacher asks him, gives punishment, put Topu Karanam. So it enhances your memory power and ensures good mark as well. So our practice is starting from waking up early in the morning, early to bed, early to rise. So starting from that, including the super brain yoga and all our daily worship, we chant mantras every day, right? In our prayers, definitely in your prayer hearts, definitely we chant mantras. Those mantras carry great vibrations, and those positive vibrations, they direct our brain in a positive way, in the right way, and those mantras give us good concentration, great memory power. Of course, the foremost purpose of all mantras, worship, anushtanam is spiritual wisdom. We please God, we get the grace of God, that is primary. Of course, we have got such secondary scientific benefits as well, we have to note that. So we have completed part 1 now, brain regarding. So for brain mental health, from waking up early in the morning to our spiritual practices including chanting of mantras, they all sharpen our brain. Now coming to part 2, let us come to our heart. It is a tireless pump. Our heart never gets tired. Even if we are sleeping, our heart will be working. It is the engine of our body. Without engine, a vehicle cannot run. Without our heart, the engine, because the heart is a very powerful engine. For every beat, we know that heart is beating lub dub lub dub. Doctor keeps the stethoscope, auscultates and hears lub dub sound. For every beat, the heart sends blood to blood vessels which are 96,000 kilometers long. or blood vessels in one human body. If we just, they are all wound around inside our body. If we just take out all our blood vessels from the body and stretch them, our blood vessels can encircle the total earth 4 times, because the perimeter of the earth is 24,000 kilometers. The total length of blood vessels in our body is 96,000 kilometers. They are compressed within this framework of 6 feet. But the total length of blood vessels when stretched out is 96,000 kilometers, and they can encircle the whole world 4 times. For that much 96,000 kilometers, the heart can pump blood for every beat. Now think of the capacity of our heart. Not only that, heart is our beloved organ. That's why we wish to give our heart to beloved persons. We don't say, I give my brain to you. We don't say, I give my kidney to you. I have offered my heart to you. Because heart is very beloved. Psychologically, please keep in mind, I have had one experience regarding this. When I was working in a private hospital, I admitted a patient with cerebrovascular accident. He had stroke. He had brain stroke. The next day, the patient regained consciousness. I explained him all his health issues. You have got such and such stroke, all these things. The first question that patient asked me is my heart all right? He was least bothered about the brain. Is my heart okay? Yes. Then I am happy, he said, because heart is the most favorite organ. It is the most lovable organ for all of us. Now, for keeping our heart healthy, the first thing advised by all doctors, researchers, scientists is keep your mind calm, free, steady, and happy. The best way to ensure cardiac health is keep your mind calm, free, steady, happy. Science says laughing is healthy for your heart. Avoid stress, because a statistic says most heart attacks come on Monday. It is statistics. Most heart attacks come on Monday, because Monday is the most stressful day of the week. Because post weekend, Monday, that fellow has to go to work. It is the most stressful day of the week. So that causes heart attack. So to get rid of all these cardiac complications, for cardiac well-being, our scriptures prescribe meditation and yoga. Yoga and meditations they are two great contributions given by our Vedic literature and Vedic system to the whole world. Because meditation and yoga, they just calm your mind, they remove stress, and they make you happy, and that reduces the chances and possibilities of heart attack. Because another thing, we have got pranayama. In yoga itself, we have got pranayamam. Pranayamam is the process of regulating our breath. Pranam means breath. Yamam means regulation. We inhale air through one nostril slowly, keep the air within for some time, and then exhale the same air through another nostril. This process is called pranayama. Slowly inhale air through one nostril, then keep it for some time, and then slowly exhale back the air through another nostril. This pranayama has many proven scientific benefits. This pranayama reduces stress, blood pressure, and sugar. Pranayama rejuvenates our body. Pranayama ensures good sleep. Pranayama ensures our concentration, improves our concentration. Pranayama improves our lung function, especially for asthmatics. Pranayama is very good and it gives good improvement in lung function. Pranayama helps in better digestion. Pranayama helps in weight loss, and it also gives us a pure mind with spiritual clarity. So this pranayama is very much good for our heart as well as blood circulation. So this breath regulation, this pranayama, it is a very good technique which ensures our cardiac well-being. Similarly, it is very good for our lungs also. Coming to lungs, we have got one more thing in this regard. Tulsi plant. You might have heard Tulsi, holy basil. In Indian system, all of us have a Tulsi plant at home, and we used to circumambulate that Tulsi plant. Because the foremost reason is Tulasi is very much dear to Lord Narayana. But this Tulasi plant, holy basil, it has some additional health benefits also, secondary health benefits. What are them? Tulasi plant gives out oxygen for around 20 hours a day. Longest duration. Tulasi plant gives out oxygen for 20 hours a day. That's why people keep that Tulasi plant in the center of the house in ancient system. So that emanates oxygen to the house for 20 hours per day. Not only that, Tulasi absorbs all harmful gases including carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide from the environment. It ensures a clean atmosphere and a fresh aroma around our homes. The smell of Tulasi drives away mosquitoes, flies and harmful insects also. Per se, Tulasi is an antioxidant and detoxifier. Tulasi leaves are used to cause relief from cough, cold and fever. Tulasi leaves are known to give relief from cough, cold and fever. Tulasi has antibacterial, antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties also. Tulasi is a blood purifier. It lowers our cholesterol levels. Tulasi also reduces our stress and fatigue. So Tulasi has got that much health benefits. We all used to have a Tulasi plant at home. We circumambulate that. That ensures good cardiac and respiratory functions for us. So with this, we conclude our part 2 and move on to part 3. Digestive system. It is very important because if we want to listen to some discourse, we should have energy. For that, we should take food. So digestive system is important. Now coming to our Vedic Shastras and Vedic texts, they recommend using our hands to eat instead of spoons. In Indian tradition, we use our our right hand as spoon, no separate spoon. Why? Eating with hand is way more hygienic than eating with spoon. How? No. Eating with spoon seems hygienic. Eating with hand may seem less hygienic. No. Our ex-president of India, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, he said to Sir Winston Churchill, since nobody has used my hand to eat before, my hand is more hygienic than any spoon or fork you use. Any spoon or fork you use, it might be used by some other person before. But since nobody has used my hand to eat before, this is the most hygienic spoon than any other spoon or fork you use. Not only that, a study published in the Clinical Nutrition Journal found that eating with spoon correlates with faster eating and eating with hand correlates with slower eating. Clinical Nutrition Journal article says, because eating with spoon always correlates with faster eating and such fast eaters are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. But eating with hand, it gives the person some emotional connect with the food. So eating with hand gives emotional connect, allows the person to chew the food well and eat slowly. When the person eats slowly, there will be no sharp rise of sugar levels and overeating or binge eating is also prevented. So eating with hand is healthy. This is prescribed by Clinical Nutrition Journal also. So our tradition, eating with hand, it carries a lot of significance. Not only that, we use plantain leaf as plate. In Vedic system, we do not use plate, whether silver plate or ever silver plate or even plastic plate, we don't use. We use plantain leaf. Why? Plantain leaf has antibacterial properties. Plantain leaf is eco-friendly, economical and hygienic too. Plantain leaf is washed before use, used once and immediately discarded also. A recent finding is plantain leaf contains small amounts of epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. This compound has recently gained attention in the treatment of diabetes. That EGCG is present in plantain leaf. It is good for treatment of diabetes also. And practically, when you have some mass gatherings, it may be a function in our family or a marriage. In mass gatherings, if we use hazardous plastic plates and we use them as use and throw plates, then it is not that much eco-friendly. It may pollute the environment as well. But in such mass gatherings where hazardous plastic use and throw plates are commonly used, if we substitute them with banana leaves, these banana leaves serve as eco-friendly alternative as they disintegrate quickly. They leave no negative effects on the environment. If at all, if the discarded plantain leaf have some remnant food, they can be consumed by animals as well in such cases. So plantain leaf also very good. And one more thing, we used to observe fasting. In India, feasting at the perfect time, similarly fasting also at the perfect time. Feasting, fasting, both are important. Ekadashi fast, the 11th day of the fortnight, is called Ekadashi. Each fortnight, the 11th day Ekadashi, we used to observe fast in our Vedic system. My colleague, Dr. S. Parthasarathi from Kumbakonam, he has conducted some research on this Ekadashi fast and published a paper which says fasting on Ekadashi day delays aging. It helps in better weight control. Ekadashi fasting is good for cardiovascular and nervous system. Above all, this Ekadashi fasting cleans our entire bowel, ensures balance in the secretion of our hormones and enzymes. So Ekadashi has lot of scientific benefits. Not only that, the next day, 12th day of the fortnight is called Dwadashi. On the day of Dwadashi, we consume a special recipe, special menu and complete the Ekadashi fast. In that Dwadashi special menu, we take gooseberry because gooseberry promotes digestion. We would have fasted one whole day. So if we take food on the next day, we may face some difficulty in digestion. So gooseberry promotes digestion. We also add a form of spinach called agatti kirai. We say in Tamil. In English it is called hummingbird vegetable, they say. Agatti kirai. That prevents ulcer. Because one day you would have fasted. That may cause some ulceration in your gut or stomach. So agatti kirai, that hummingbird vegetable, it cures and prevents ulcer. And we also add curd, which is a probiotic. Curd has got lactobacillus and it ensures good digestion and prevents diarrhea also. So the Dwadashi feasting also, we have got special menu. Ekadashi fasting also, we have got scientific basis. So regarding our digestive system, this frequent fasting, intermittent fasting and proper feasting in our system with plantain leaves, we take food directly through our hands, they all ensure good well-being. So for heart, we have got Tulasi plant, we do pranayama, we do yoga, we lead a stress-free life. For our digestive system, we have got both feasting and fasting in the right proportion. Now coming to other things. Number 4, we have seen 3 now. Brain, heart, digestive system. Number 4, namaskaram. In our system, we prostrate before elders. If some elderly person, he may be a guru, or even if God comes in procession, or if we go to temple, we just prostrate. We fall on the floor and express our respect. This is called namaskaram. This namaskaram is not a mere physical exercise. A lot of research has been done into this namaskaram. Of course, namaskaram may be considered as physical exercise, but the main purpose is we have to show our devotion and respect to God or Guru or the elder person. Now, it has got some additional health benefits also. What is that benefit? Our bodies emanate microparticles called microphotons. These microphotons emanate from the electrons and neutrons within our body, because ultimately in our bodies also there are many atoms, protons, electrons, neutrons. They emanate some microparticles constantly. These constant emanated microparticles are called microphotons. The microphotons emanated from our body remain around us as a thin layer. That is called aura. We usually say aura, A-U-R-A, aura, aura. Aura is nothing but the emanated microparticles called microphotons. They just remain around us as a thin layer. Aura is there for human beings. Aura is there for animals. Aura is there for even plants, and even objects have also got aura, because atoms, protons, electrons, neutrons are everywhere. So every object, every human being, every animal, plant, bird, object, they have got aura. But aura is not visible. Aura is not visible to naked eye, but the aura can be seen using a Kerlin camera, Kerlin. Kerlin camera can be used to visualize this aura. And Dr. Frank Baranowski of Russia, he has done great research on this topic. Dr. Frank Baranowski from Russia, he says, when we visualize with Kerlin camera, the aura of ordinary human beings covers 3 to 4 feet radius around them. For 3 to 4 feet radius around us, this aura, microphotons, will be around us. But for sages, great realized souls, saints, great devotees, elderly people, for them, this aura can extend up to 50 feet radius around them. This aura can be around 50 feet radius around them. That's why we can see some positive vibrations in the place inhabited by great souls, because their aura not only crosses 3 to 4 feet, it can be around 50 feet. All these details have been also said by, this has been said by scientists also. They have been also documented by superstar Rajinikanth in the movie Endiran also. He has discussed about this aura and other things in the 2.0 Robo movie. So this aura, positive energy, this radiates from the great toe of our foot. Whatever aura you have got around you, that aura, that positive energy radiates from the great toes of our both feet. So if we touch the feet of great saints, great sages, great realized souls, if we touch the feet of those great souls, the aura emanating from them, the positive energy emanating from them can be received by us also, and that gives us a lot of spiritual strength and positive energy. That's why we do namaskar. So this namaskaram has got a lot of significance. That's why we prostrate before elders, we touch their feet. In case of some acharyas, we mentally touch their feet. In other cases, we physically touch their feet. That ensures the transfer of this aura or positive energy. That's the importance of namaskar, number 4. Now coming to number 5. We all are aware of this term called quarantine. When the year 2020 came, we thought that that will be entertaining like a 2020 match. But the 2020 year, 2020, it was the worst year for anybody because of the pandemic and quarantine, lockdown and everything. People were locked, they were down, everything locked down. But this quarantine and lockdown, they have been mentioned in the Agama Shastra called Sri Prashna Samhita. In Pancharatra Agamam, Sri Prashna Samhita, there is a mention of lockdown. It is called Kalhara Utsavam. The Sri Prashna Samhita says, 48th chapter, 2nd verse, Parachakra Praveshepi Shatrubhiv Pidite Tuva Maha Marikaya Bhumau Sarvasmin Jananashane Mahotpata Dibirloke Piditeva Grahadibihi Tada Bhuvam Pujagitva Kalharotsavam Acharet. If enemy king attacks our kingdom, 1. 2. If a viral pandemic or great infection spreads everywhere. Or number 3, if there is a natural calamity leading to loss of lives, do Kalhara Utsavam. What is that Kalhara Utsavam? Kalhara means white lily. Kalhara Utsavam means a festival in which we worship God with archana from white flowers, white lily flowers. But the main part in this Kalhara Utsavam is, it may be due to war, it may be due to calamity, or it may be due to pandemic. But in that time, what they should do is, they should hoist the Garuda flag for the festival, Kalhara Utsavam. Once the flag is hoisted, people within the village should not move out of the village. Outsiders should not come inside the village. This is one form of lockdown and quarantine. During that period, all streets, houses should be cleaned. benzoin smoke, we say sambrani in Tamil, that benzoin smoke should be spread all over the streets to ensure killing of microorganisms. And then white lily, kalhara flowers should be used as offering to God. And the Agama itself says, Raja Bhumim Avapnoti Shanyante Shatravasthatha. If this is done, king will win the war. Nashyanti Vyadhayaschaiva. The epidemic, pandemic, those infections will get destroyed. Samprapnoti Adhikam Sukham Praja Vindanti Nitaram Dirgamayu Praja Bhuvi. And people, they will get rid of natural calamities and get a long life. So one form of quarantine was in vogue in those days as well. If some pandemic comes, do Kalgara Utsavam, hoist the flag, ensure that people stay in their homes and their villages itself. This has been mentioned. And three more trivia I will like to conclude because we are nearing the duration. Three trivia because part 5 over. Now part 6, 7, 8, they are just trivia. Part 6 is vaccination. We all know what is vaccination. What we do is, even in corona, COVID-19 vaccine also, the microbe which causes the disease, we just take the microbe, we weaken that, attenuate that, or even kill that microbe and give that same microbe as injection to the person. It ensures that the further infection with that same microbe doesn't happen. So if you want to define vaccination in simple terms, the same microbe which causes disease is processed and injected into the person so that the disease does not come again. Am I right in my definition? For anti-snake venom, there is anti-snake venom we give for snake poison, right? What is it? We just already take snake poison, dilute it, and then processed snake poison that is given as treatment for snake venom. That is called ASV, anti-snake venom. This definition, will you believe me if I say this definition was given 5,000 years ago in our country? 5,000 years ago in Srimad Bhagavata Puranam, 1st Skandam, 5th Adhyayam, 33rd verse, Narada says to Vyasa, Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadevahi amayam dravyam napunati chikitsitam. Amaya means disease. Amaya, disease causing microbe, yascha bhutanam, whichever microbe cause a disease to people, jayate yena suvrata, you take that microbe itself, tadevahi amayam dravyam, you process the same microorganism, bacteria or virus, and then give it as injection to the person, na punati chikitsitam, that will be a mode of prevention of the disease. Narada says it as a just example to explain the process of karma yogam. We are all born in this earth due to karma. Narada says you process the same microbe and ensures that the disease is cured. Similarly, you process your karma and make it karma yogam so that the disease of worldly existence is cured, Narada says. So karma yogam is akin to vaccination. This has been said by Narada 5,000 years ago to Vedavyasa. This is number 6. Number 7, we do baby shower ceremony. You might be aware of the term Simanton Nayanam, Simantam, baby shower ceremony in our tradition. In our tradition, during the baby shower ceremony, it is customary to play specific tunes on veena, the musical instrument veena. We use that to play specific tunes. And we also encourage the pregnant woman to listen to divine stories about the God, divine histories of the Lord, divine pastimes of the Lord. It is proved today that the fetus is receptive to external sounds. It has been proved scientifically. But our scriptures have recorded it in the case of Prahlada and Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, he was in the womb of his mother. At that time, the warfare, Chakravyuha warfare, it was explained. Abhimanyu listened to this from the womb of his mother. Similarly, Prahlada, he was the son of the demon Hiranyakashipu. But while Prahlada was in the womb of his mother Kayadu, he listened to the tune of Narada's Veena and the Narayana name sung by Narada, because of which Prahlada emerged as one of the greatest devotees ever. This is a pure scientific concept. The fetus which dwells within the womb of the mother can listen to sounds. That's why we encourage the mother to listen to good devotional things and play specific musical tunes during baby shower ceremony. So this is point number 7. This is also scientifically proved. And finally, would conclude with an interesting information about CERN in Geneva, Europe. This is point number 8. This is the 8th point. CERN, it is Central European Nuclear Research Center. It is in Switzerland, Geneva. I had been there. The CERN Geneva, outside the office, who have got a huge idol of Lord Nataraja of Chidambaram, Lord Shiva. A huge idol of dancing Nataraja, dancing Shiva is there in front of CERN office in Geneva. I just wondered, CERN, they research about atomic particles, microparticles. They have kept idol of Lord Nataraja dancing on the just in the entrance itself. What is the relation? Regarding this, in the book Tao of Physics, this has been given in the book Tao of Physics. He has written, within the CERN, they are doing a lot of experiments by colliding atomic particles with each other. They are colliding atomic particles with each other and doing some research. Now, they found out that the number of atomic particles produced was exactly equal to the number of atomic particles destroyed. In other words, created particles equal to destroyed particles. This was represented by the dancing Lord Shiva. Dancing Shiva Nataraja, in his right hand, he has musical instrument, a drum called Udukai. That musical sound signifies creation of atomic particles. In his left hand, he has fire. Fire signifies destruction of atomic particles. If you observe closely, the musical instrument in the right hand and fire in the left hand are at the same level to show that number of created particles is equal to number of destroyed atomic particles. Not only that, in between those two hands, this Shiva Nataraja is dancing. This dance shows that the particles have rhythmic movement, because dance always has a rhythm. So this rhythmic dance shows the rhythmic movement of particles. So he concluded that in the book Tao of Physics, this has been mentioned. It has been concluded that Nataraja is the most simple and visible form of atomic research done in CERN. That has been pictorially represented as Nataraja. So one hand creation of particles, one hand destruction of particles, same level rhythmic dance of particles in between. This is particle physics. Particle physics explained as dance. So that much of scientific thing we have got in our Vedic system. So to conclude, with all these things, our health is the greatest gift given by God to us. Our body is the greatest gift, wonderful gift given to us by God. And there is a proverb, Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. We want to observe spiritual practices, of course. We have to attain spiritual wisdom. We have to attain spiritual realization and attain the realm of Lord. We have to attain liberation, reach the lotus feet of the Lord. For everything, our body, our health, that is the base. So for material progress as well as spiritual progress, our body, good health is essential for us. That's why God Himself, who created this body, the same God Himself, out of compassion, has shown us a lot of ways to improve our health through sages. I just pointed out a tip of the iceberg only within the limited time. I just threw light on some highlight points. Likewise, in our scriptures, there are many more things about how to take care of our health, regarding vaccination, regarding treatment, regarding herbs. We have got lots and lots of information. So let us not forget them. Let us remember the great treasure bequeathed to us by our ancestors, which was revealed by God Himself and through divine sages. So let us put our traditions to practice and enjoy the wealth called health, which is ensured by our tradition, which is the good way to well-being. Thank you. Now I will open the session for questions from the audience side.
If anybody has any questions, please unmute your microphone. So Dr. Venkatesh
Again, Ramanujadasi Swami
Adiyan Dasanadasa.
had an excellent speech, Swami.
Thank you.
Again, has a doubt.
Yes,
A
please.
question. Does this medicine thing refer to our Atma also? Any part which refers to the inner self, Atma?
Regarding medicine, I focused on body's medicine only. Regarding spiritual treatment, our scriptures are the only way, because allopathy, homeopathy, naturopathy, nothing will work out. Venkatachalapathy alone will work out for spiritual treatment. So for spiritual treatment, of course, we have to 100% abide by the rules which are ordained by our Shastras. That is the only way for spiritual treatment for this Jivatma, this soul, which is entrapped in the disease of worldly existence. The only way out is scriptures. That is different. But for bodily well-being, for the focus of this lecture is regarding our bodily well-being also. For removal of diseases, we have got separate science. But for ensuring well-being, because health is defined as complete physical, mental, social, environmental, and spiritual well-being, and not mere absence of disease. That can be ensured only by a pure spiritual system and not by mere medical system. That was the focus of this lecture.
Let me chime in here. Dr. Venkatesh, it's a very interesting topic that you discussed today. You talked about the diet. There were plantain leaf or banana leaf and all those things. That's all fine when you are living in southern part of India. But if you're living in cold climate, you can't find banana leaf. And therefore, we have got to accept that, we have to eat out of the plates. Okay. The other thing is the spoon versus using the fingers. Both can be sterile, both can be unclean. So I don't know. You may be right in saying that eating with fingers, you are eating slower than with spoons. That may have some valid point there, but I don't think eating with spoons is necessarily unclean. Okay, those are some of the observations.
Can I please give my opinion also? First thing is, regarding Shastras, if we want to abide by Shastras show you alternate way. If you can't get plantain leaf, you can use a lotus leaf, or we say pak matai, that pak, we use that, and that leaf can be used, and there are many alternatives. At the last final resort, you can use silver plate which is embedded with a gold coin. Gold added silver can be used. So Shastras have shown alternative way. That's different. Our focus was the importance of plantain leaf for our health. So that ensures there cannot be any contradiction there. One. Coming to hand versus spoon, both can be clean, both can be unclean, no issue. But the thing is, even while cleaning those spoons, they say some residual soap or other things might be left over in the spoon. Two, spoon may be used by another person as well. That person may have some contagious disease which cannot be removed by mere soap washing. It may need some sanitizer. We are not aware of that fully. So regarding our hand, we are doubly sure that if our hands are washed, they are sterile. We can be double sure about that. Not only slow eating with hands ensures you good emotional touch with the food, because you never touch the food when you eat with spoon. When you eat with hand, you can touch the food. In Ayurveda, they say our 5 fingers, they have got 5 elements within them. The 5 elements, earth, sky, and air, water, fire, they are in our 5 fingers. So when you mix the food with your 5 fingers, you ensure that all the 5 elements, they are also mixed with that food. So these many things have been discussed regarding spoon versus fingers. That's not about mere cleanliness alone. It has something more than that.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now I'm pointing out only one aspect of that issue.
Okay.
I agree with you. One of the problems in the modern life that we have is the level of stress. We are subjected to enormous stress. We didn't have that issue 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. Your life was simpler and we were not as stressed as we are today. And there are a lot of pressures on the people, the youngsters. You have got to succeed in life. You have got to do this. You have got to do that. So the impact of the stress, mental stress on a physical body, and now everybody understands that.
Yes.
And so de-stressing is very essential. Especially younger people should understand. Because see, as we grow older, our immune system is weakened. And we find all sorts of problems with autoimmune diseases. They all prop up. That's why when we're older, you get all these pains and the aches and all those things because our immune system is weakened. And therefore, it is very essential. But the practice of de-stressing should start fairly early in your life. You can't do that. Now, you've got to practice it much earlier so that in your old age, you have less of a physical problem.
The de-stressing point, it has more of a spiritual outlook actually. And we usually say in those days there was not much stress. Yes, accepted, not much stress. But there was one situation in Mahabharatam in which Arjuna expressed the most spiritual, most stressful situation one can ever imagine. The battlefield of Kurukshetra, 7 Akshauhini Pandava army was assembled on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army was assembled on the another side. Krishna, Parthasarathi, Lord Krishna drives the chariot. Arjuna enters the war field. He saw both sides. Oh, my relatives, my friends, my gurus, they are there. Gandivam Sramsate Hastat. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna Vishada Yogam, the stress of Arjuna. Gandivam Sramsate Hastat. Gandiva, his bow that fell down from his hands. Tvakchaiva Paridahyate, his body is burning. Nacha Shaknomi Avastatam. Arjuna says, I am unable to stand. Brahmati vacha me manaha. My mind is swirling. It is revolving. No, I can't understand anything. Ityuktva Arjuna Sankhye Rathopasta Upavishat Visrijya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasaha, with utmost stress, with utmost grief, with total confusion, unable to decide anything. Arjuna sits down. Not only that, Arjuna confesses to Lord Krishna that I am in a state of stress. Arjuna says, Karpanya doshopahata swabhavaha prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chayataha yachreyasya nishchitam bruhitanme sishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapanna. But he knows the way to get rid of the stress. Arjuna says, Krishna, I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Krishna, I surrender to you. Please ensure that I get rid of this confusion and stress. Now Krishna teaches him Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the best de-stressing given in all Shastras. Bhagavad Gita removes all stress. Because just imagine the same situation, Kurukshetra war field, Pandava Sena 7 Akshauhini, Kaurava Sena 11 Akshauhini, Arjuna enters, he gets confused. That Kurukshetra is the same as our mind. Our mind is also a Kurukshetra. It is one battlefield. In Kurukshetra, the war happened for only 18 days. In our mind, we have got mental turmoil for every day, not mere 18 days. In Kurukshetra, 7 Akshauhini Pandava army assembled. That 7 Akshauhini Pandava army is the positive thoughts in our mind, Kurukshetra. 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army is the negative thoughts. Here also, negative is more than positive. Their Kaurava army was bigger than Pandava army. Here, negative thoughts are more than positive thoughts. This individual soul, Jivatma, he is Arjuna. So, now this soul Arjuna, he is trapped in the war field Kurukshetra called mind with positive thoughts 7 akshogini on one side, negative thoughts 11 akshogini on other side. Just like Arjuna landing up in confusion, we all land up in confusion, stress whether to go or not, whether to move or not, whether to act or not, what can I do, whether to live or not. That much stressed up we are. Now Krishna gives solution not only for Arjuna but for all of us. Krishna, if he wanted to give solution to Arjuna alone, he would say, Arjuna, don't get stressed up, stand up, fight. Over, that's all Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, you have to do your duty, fight, that's all. But Krishna teaches Bhagavad Gita because that shows the way for each one of us to get rid of our stress. Because what Krishna says is, whenever you are stressed up, first leave away all attachments. First leave away, I like this, I dislike this. Leave all likes, dislikes, including YouTube likes and dislikes. Please leave away all of them. Focus on your work. Focus on your duty. God has given you some duty. Whenever you land up in confusion, negativity, stress or all these things, just keep away from all those thoughts. Focus on what is your duty. Don't focus on reward. Focus on duty. Reward will come on its own. So focus on duty, not on reward. Focus on duty. Do your duty itself as worship of God. Do your duty. Execute your duty properly as worship of God without minding the result. While executing your duty, you may get some pleasures and pains, some gains and losses, victory or defeat. Never mind. Do your duty as worship to God. If you do that, with the grace of God, your mind will become pure. That proper execution of duty ensures clarity of mind. Once you get clarity of mind, your evil thoughts will vanish, confusion will vanish, negativity will vanish, stress will vanish. So take the same example. If Arjuna utilizes Pandava Sena and performs his duty of war, Kaurava Sena will be destroyed. If this Jivatma Arjuna takes the help of his positive thoughts of Pandava Sena and executes his duty, Karma Yoga given by Krishna, the negative thoughts called Kaurava Sena will get destroyed and we will get clarity of mind, then no stress. This is the de-stressing mechanism given by Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. I ran Sunday class for Hindu students, young children from the age of 5 to 15. And we used to teach them shlokas. And the children were wondering, growing up in American environment, okay, in India, you from the younger days, you absorb all these things, but here, life is different. So they wanted to know the meaning. I mean, these shlokas have very deep philosophical meaning. And yet 8-year-old, 9-year-old, no, you can't explain that. So my answer to this question is, you chant it so that it will improve your mental power. Okay, you may or may not understand the meaning, but you chant it. Your ability to remember and reproduce those sounds improves your memory power. So it is a physical exercise for your brain, like you are doing exercise for your muscles and all those things. Now, when you are older, probably you will be able to grasp, and you're more receptive to know the meaning of those shlokas. Okay, if you don't know the shlokas,
of course, a mechanical beginning will then take them to the next level of devotional chanting.
Exactly. So that's what that's how I would explain to them. Learn the shlokas, the sounds. You may not be able to read Sanskrit, but at least the sounds and just like music.
Yes.
A Tamil singer sings Telugu songs or Kannada songs. You may not even understand.
Now all language songs are same because they don't have any lyrics. They have only sounds.
Yeah. So. Okay, it's a very nice speech. I'm glad I had an opportunity to listen to you.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is mine.
Can you also speak about the role of exercise? There is a lot of emphasis on daily, weekly exercises. I understand you spoke about yoga and meditation. I'm talking about the physical exercise, involving cardio or strength training, etc., etc.
Yes, we have exercises are very, very essential for cardiac well-being as well as for normal metabolism, also for diabetes, hypertension, and hypercholesterolemia. Exercises are very essential. And regarding exercise, usually as doctors, we suggest that exercise 30 to 45 minutes per day, and ensure that you do that exercise for at least 30 minutes per day, at least 150 to 200 minutes per week. That exercise, we are not stressing about very difficult exercises or strenuous exercises, not needed. Just normal walking, normal cycling or jogging, because such kind of mild to moderate exercises have very good effect on cardiac well-being. So mild to moderate exercise, 30 to 45 minutes per day, 150 to 200 minutes per week. They ensure very good well-being. But we also advise one more thing. As a doctor, I advise my patients to go for walk. But what they do is, they just take their mobile phones. It is our sixth finger. They take their mobile phone, they start speaking with somebody, and then go for a walk. That's not good physical exercise. You should have some mental freshness also as you go for a physical activity. So just wave your hands well, throw away your cell phone for some time, don't speak to others, just have a deep breath, wave your hands, and have a happy walk. So not mere walking, have a happy walk. The feeling should be, if a boy plays cricket for half an hour and comes back, he won't feel tired, he will feel excited. Similarly, after the exercise, you should feel excited. That's good for your mental and body health.
At the outset, I first, more than question, I congratulate and thank our Venkatesh. I'm a regular listener.
Thank you, sir.
His famous lectures on Sharanagati, Vivishthadvaita, Bhagavata and all I have heard. He's an excellent speaker. I'm grateful to God today that I could be able to hear on well-being.
Thank you.
What he has said, I have no knowledge or content to that extent to question him. But only one thing I have felt in my life, that the lesser you think about the body, your well-being improves. That doesn't mean that we don't work. We continue all our activities with lowest concentration on body. And then I find our general well-being connected with happiness outside in the environment, and happiness with the family, and happiness inside. All that improves. Nothing will come to 100%. But slowly we have realized. So the well-being is health. It's not the disease, which he has explained very well. I am grateful and thankful to him.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And I think questioning is out of the issue, because it's a huge topic. Requires lot of experience, lot of knowledge and communication ability. But still, you have been given a huge bowl of sweets and a very thing. You converted that into nice 8 laddus. And these each laddu, you have made them so palatable, so tasty. We'll take it one by one every day as much as possible. Try to adopt in your our daily mundane lives, and try to improve ourselves.
Thank you, madam.
That is the best advice you have given.
Thank you.
Very much. We are
Thank
admirers of yours on the Bhakti channels and all that.
Thank you. Honored, madam.
Baby shower சொன்னீங்களே சுவாமி, அதுக்கு only veena, any other instrument?
ஏன்னா வீணா மியூசிக் வந்து it is very receptible for the child. It is specifically mentioned in the sutras that in Simantam veena has to be played. In Bhagavatam also, Narada plays veena, chanting Narayana Nama. Narada plays his veena Mahati. Maybe inspired by Narada, they should have said veena. But generally, rather than voices, musical instruments reach the child better. And I have to wholeheartedly thank Preeti and her family for arranging this in a beautiful way, and for all these interactions and everything. I once again wholeheartedly thank you.